Alrighty. Welcome everyone, I'm Teeaboo and I am here for Dragon Titties. I didn't expect to draw this one I ended up drawing today, but I'm actually very happy with how it came out, as weird as it is to have like a traditional dragon on top of a big pair of titties that I copied from the episode before this. But it seems like the right image to me is that we've got this dragon with big titties. That's the right image that I want to go into this episode with, and so I hope you'll join me in really putting your head together with mine and imagining a big old dragon with big old titties. So the jig is up. Hahari's mom found out about our little harem situation and doesn't feel like her daughter is really suited to this kind of a love match. Has other plans, given that she's a super powerful head of some kind of something. I forget what it is. Hahari is suited for something better than this poor boy who loves people. Ugh. And she's put the kibosh on this real quick. Everybody has decided that they're all going to band together and fight this. Get together as a group and prove that love can conquer all. And I think that we all know that that's how it's going to go down here, right? Like, our characters are going to succeed at this. Hahari is going to become our girlfriend again. We're gonna win because this is a story about love conquering all. That's what this story has been about the whole time. It's that we can conquer norms and bullshit and overcome gaps in communication and overcome being really weird and loving numbers a lot and being a strange scientist lady. And like, love is the thing that binds all of our characters together and produces this whole group and lets them move forward into the world and creates all this passion and fervor and wonder. And so with one of our core original girlfriends, maybe best girl, it's hard to argue that it's hard to argue best girls in this show because everybody loves everybody, and that's kind of the whole idea. But an arguable best girl, all of them are arguable best girls, but arguably one of the best girls, has just been taken away from our story, and that is unacceptable. So we've got to go get her back, and we're going to do a heist. Like, this is an attack on a castle or a mission impossible, and indeed, the title of the episode is Love Mission Impossible. So we know what we're doing here, and like the show has been throughout its arc, we're going to be playing a lot around in the space of cinema, maybe? The space of knowing the zeitgeist around silly heist films and things like this and being able to poke fun at them. I'm really hoping for that because they're kind of one of my favorite fucking movies. I really like the Mission Impossible films. I really, really like the Ocean's 11 films. I really like heist films in general, and I wish that we made more of them more frequently all the time. All the time. It's like one of my favorite types of stories. Get a bunch of ragtag fucking idiots together with all their different skill sets, and they all come together to do something that usually ends up like undercutting some evil institution like a casino or credit institution or something like that. Heist just spices everything up. It's good. It's a little bit of sparkles on top of everything else. It's like, man, we get to stick it to the man a little bit and also get our payday and sort of do our one last job, and it's usually the one last job, and it's like, and we get to make it to the end. Probably somebody cool is gonna die, and it's like, that's challenging, and there's the security system. We can have planning sequences beforehand, and we can have in film style stuff. We can have stuff that isn't revealed until later that becomes like a complication, but then actually we've already thought of that complication. We have a plan in place, and so we, the audience, get to go, whoa, with our characters are cool, so cool and smart, and they thought of all these things. I like heist movies, is the point that I'm getting at here, and I'm really hoping that this ends up being a cool heist movie. But I don't know if that's really going to be the focus, because I have a big question. Big titty dragon question, which is, do we fall in love with the dragon? Okay, so your princess is in a castle, and she's being guarded by a dragon, who in this case is her mother, which is very Sleeping Beauty-esque, but it's sort of flip-flopped. Do we fall in love with the dragon? Is the dragon a monster, evil, all bad, no redeeming features? Probably not, because she's got big old because she's got big old titties, which is at least two redeeming features. Shit. But do we fall in love with her? Are we gonna get a crack? Can we withhold that crack and like not have these characters see each other until near the end of the episode, so that we can spin it into a two-parter and make this like a big whole thing? Are we doing this as a conniving way to add another girlfriend to the situation? Or does that cross too many lines? Because we've got a high school student and a MILF. And it definitely crosses some legal and ethical boundaries. So, also her daughter is also in the situation. So it's kind of everybody's fantasy of a big titty dragon, but it's also probably not what you want to be sticking your dick in, because it might be on fire and so might you. This metaphor has gotten out of hand. My metaphor is gonna get it. I'm losing it. I shouldn't have drawn a big titty dragon. I've thought like multiple times during this intro that I should just stop, bail, and do a different intro, and I'm not going to. I'm committed. I'm so fucking committed to this. Thank you. Thank you for watching me lose my shit for a few minutes. This is the most fun I've had in a long time. Okay. I really like this show. I really think that it kind of can do no wrong at this point, which is obviously not true. It could totally fuck itself over. Lots of shows have done so. High Wonder Egg priority. We could be in a where's the beef situation. All bun, no beef, but I don't fucking think so. We've been nailing it episode after episode, being sweet and wholesome, silly and goofy, sexy and fun, and centered around romance and love as useful binding qualities that make life worth living and make our characters' lives interesting and enjoyable. We have insane supernatural fiat and strange villains that I kind of hope become part of this whole situation as well. Again, the supernatural fiat with falling in love with the dragon, I really think has to be an element here. I'll be really quite surprised if it's not. But I want insane laser grids. I want computer system security robots. I want a full army of armed martial artist guards. I want a mad scientist who lives in this house and is like creating abominations to throw at you. Like, do you get me? Do you feel what I'm saying here? Like, I want insanity here at the same degree that the show has been able to pump out before, but on a ramping scale as we push toward our end game for the finale of the season. Please, can we please get some absurd silliness centered around feeling really good about loving people and being willing to like stick your neck out for the people that you've said that you care about? Because that's what I'd like here, and I think we're gonna get it. So I'm excited to join you and for you to join me for another episode of Hyakuno. Let's go ahead and watch episode 9, Love Mission. Oh, is it episode 10? Episode 10 of 100 Girlfriends Who Very, 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 Very Love. Episode 10. PiP timer. Some bullshit. The dragon. And you're not powerless. Oh, the Rentaro family. That's what we're calling it now? Yeah, put it to the test. All right, let's go, squad. Somebody help her down. There we go. What? How is that in the book? Be great if they just spiral out to being more. He's trying to be cool. Shut up. Shut up. I need this gone. Hmm. Hmm. I don't think she's gonna. I don't think she's gonna agree. Did it get stolen by a robot? Oh, a robot! A robot guard! Hmm. Whoa! Wait, why did they translate that as "Raw Raw Fight the Power"? Again? What ball? He didn't have a ball until now. Aw, okay, the guard's a good guy. Aw, this is cute. Just hiding behind the tree, I see. Ah, our tiniest one. We have a mad scientist. Mm-hmm. But what if it could work? She... I'm sorry, what? Math. Yeah, math, you know. Yeah. That's so cool. That's such a D&D bullshit thing. Oh, did she hurt herself? Aw, by the flick of the marble flicking. We, but it'll take longer. No, we take care of ourselves. Efficiency. Efficiency. It's always efficiency. Aww. Double aw. That's really different. Nah. Robots! Is it a wolfhound? It looks like a wolfhound. It is a wolfhound. I forget which kind. They're really pretty. Yeah, that's strange. Masaka. What is with her book? What is with her book getting more and more like gangster? It's okay, Shizuka. It's probably a sweet doggy. All right, what are you gonna do, Shizuka-chan? It's a scary doggy. Oh. I'll take the dog. I think the dog's gonna lick your face. I think the dog's gonna lick your face. Yeah, it's a good puppy. Yeah, you lay on your back crying. It's just scared that there's a new person around. And she's a baby. Her weakness is her strength. Totally compliments. Aww. It's efficient. So, on the dog, on the dog. She's gonna drink it. Use it on the dog. Fuck. I think the dog's just gonna chill and protect her. Oh, that'll work. We got Romeo and Julieted. The dog's gone too. Good job. Holy fuck. Oh, shit. This is perfect. This is perfect. This is exactly this kind of bullshit challenges that I was hoping for. Yes, the laser grid. Tell me that's exactly fuck yes. Or maybe it's pressure plates. Who cares? Good job, guys. Where are they? Are they up above? Infrared sensors. Cookie. Literally a full cookie? Oh, good job, guys. Yeah, how do we fog machine this bullshit? Huh. Huh. Now that's logic. Now that's logic. A small coincidence like this is nothing. Come on. Yeah, what happens if you put more in? Oh, God. What's the duration? Blind to everything except infrared, so all you're gonna see is heat vision? Addressed to whom? Hole. Oh, it was her. It's her heroic sacrifice as well. Aw, man, we're wrapping up all these, like, even if they're unknown. Oh, man. All these powerful self-sacrifice plot points. Oh, wait, Shizuka's fine now? Okay. Does it give you see-through? It should give you see- Oh, fuck, the Sharingan. Some bullshit. Tit. Who is it? Is it Cameron Diaz? Who is it? You gotta be real sexy, real snake-like, real fluid. Oh, can we climb the chandeliers? Can we swing from the chandeliers? These are that was a really cool piece of animation. Oh, against each other? Uh, yeah, but you're super strong. Yes, you must be perfectly in sync. We'll be fine. We'll be fine. Let's go. We're just slightly 69ing. Let's 69 through this hallway. We got the music too! They made their own theme! It's off by a couple of tones, but it's perfect. That's such a good Mission Impossible ripoff theme. That's so good! She just realized. Ah. Hold it together, Karane. Hold it together, Karane. So did she just come from having his face on her stomach? I think so. I think so. Good job, guys. And that turns off the grid? Oh, okay, so the rest cannot traverse. So we're stripped down to our OG2. And he can't see anything. How long does it last? Oh, they're holding hands too. He's blind as fuck. Hi, Hakari. Oh. Ah, fuck. Of course they got alarms on our doors. Great. So we get face to face with the dragon. Roar. Being blind is really shitty. Oh, that's how we're preventing the crack. It is. It is. It is. It is. They can't see each other. He can't see her. Oh, holy fuck! Until it wears off, we're not gonna get the thing, and then it's gonna be the thing, so we can actually have a conversation without the influence of the Bing Bong. That's so fucking funny. I think that part's true, but not in the way you think. It's a beautiful scene. Dude, she's gonna consider not being alive anymore. But not really, because he can't see. Holy fuck. Hahari. Hmm. Rinnegan? Like, what's going on here? Must be a rare one. No. Holy shit. So you had a baby at 13? Oh, that's fucked up. That's actually pretty fucked up, dear. Okay. Oh, I see. So she's trying to protect her daughter from that. Don't make the mistakes that I've made. Right, yeah. And your choice to have her in order to fill that void is pretty fucked up and selfish. Not just reckless, but really selfish. That's really interesting. But denying her love is not going to help. No five timers here. No, it's your own. Hmm. But your experiences are not your daughter's. I think his eyes are changing. Oh, he feels for her. Oh. I bet he's crying it out. I bet he's crying it out. Ha! Let it be. Let it be. Oh, dragons, baby. Fucking hell. You weird show. You weird. You weird and fucked up. She's never loved since. Holy shit. So it's really her own doubt. All right, that's freaking wonderful. That's freaking wonderful. Ah, love, love, love. I love how we did this. It really did everything that I wanted it to, that I could think of, given the premise, given that we're gonna be like infiltrating a mansion. Really, it did everything that I wanted it to. I wanted the infiltration to be really silly with a bunch of silly stages to it. I wanted the interactions with now we know her name is Hahari to be interesting and like muddled and confusing, but then release into something really funny. I wanted to understand better and get that seed of like who is this dragon at their core? Like why is this happening this way? And I wanted that reaffirmation that we're all working together towards something important, that there is something important here. I fucking love how they did it. I fucking love how this episode goes. It disappeared. That's like a one bite and it's gone. And it's just like, wow, that was great. Perfect. Okay, sort of a side note, but it'll come back in really fast. I've been recently watching The Gilded Age, which is an HBO show. Season 3 is releasing right now, and The Gilded Age is about like early 1900s America, robber barons and trains and all this shit in New York, where there is a sort of historically significant group of families, and also the nouveau riche, the new rich, and there's a lot of emphasis put in the young people's lives in this show on who they should marry and who they should be in relation with, what it says about them and their families that they are in relationship or in marriages with this or that person. Like, who should they be together with? And should it be for love or for standing, or is somebody suitable? And what goes into making marriages work? We see the results of this in the adult marriages that are throughout the show, and the beginnings of it and the results of it as love relationships are crushed by families because they disagree with them, and or are forced to elope or similar, and people are thrown into marriages that maybe aren't really very good for them because they fit in some social way, even if they don't fit in an interpersonal way. So I've been steeped in this situation, this sort of thinking about relationships and what they offer to the other people involved, like third parties, and really wondering about these questions, like what matters, and questions like, in a relationship, is it that spark of infatuation at the beginning that leads to some sort of success? And how do you define success in a relationship in the first place? But is it that spark of infatuation? Is it the degree of committedness? Is it sharing the same kinds of goals so that you just move in the same direction as a couple? What is it that makes a couple's relationship work? And now we've got a fucking wild set of answers for this from this show. For our characters, it's supernatural fiat. These characters see each other, they are crack in love. God said so, and they die if they don't become girlfriend and boyfriend, right? If they don't start dating, they die. It's like to the ends of the earth insane, as absurd as it could be. And we bring in Hahari's perspective, someone who followed that kind of spark of infatuation, fully believing it at the age of 13, which brings in some fucking wildness in terms of the overall age morality of this show. And I think what we're going to do is we're going to take age of characters, a stated age of characters in this show, and we're gonna do something that we usually don't fucking do here, because we usually like to investigate these things and care about them and be like, so why is it that we're dating a 400-year-old vampire loli, and is that just to titillate us as an audience? It probably is. We're actually just gonna take the whole age of characters thing and we're gonna put it in a box and we're gonna put it away, and I don't want to talk about it because I don't know how the fuck to deal with this particular situation of like a 13-year-old whose one love is dying, and so she gets artificially fucking inseminated with a bunch of money. That's so far left field that I can't address it. I don't feel comfortable doing it. If you want to talk to me in the comments about what you think about it, I'd love that. I'd really be excited by that. And maybe there's actually really interesting stuff that we could talk about that from a future gene research and our ability to manipulate childbirth and stuff in the future and the emerging technologies that are present now around that are mostly illegal and I think probably should be for right now, but I'm not really sure. I'm not super invested in it. Weird. All in a box. Box, locked, key, box. Okay. I don't give a fuck. I don't want to talk about it. What I do want to talk about is denial of love here and the way that Hahari does that to her daughter. Hahari lost the person that she loved, and she knew that going in, right? She knew that this person was terminally ill and was going to die. Had this child made all of those choices around it recklessly and knows that that was reckless and knows that the falling in love with someone who's dying, she seems to know that that was reckless. She regrets it in some sense, but she doesn't regret Hakari, but she regrets it. And because of that regret, she has seen fit that it is her duty in some sense, out of love, to restrict Hakari's behavior and prevent her from going down the same paths and making the same kinds of choices. Because Hahari now doubts that her current status as single mother situation, the way that it is, was the right choice for her. There are some layers there. And I don't know if I'm going to be able to unpack them completely, but stating it out like that, I think, helps. The first layer is this, the choice she made, that Hahari made, was to love knowing that it would fall apart, right? I think that's explicit in the text, that she knew that this person that she loved and couldn't help loving was going to die, and so she did something to get a reminder of him. I think there are deep flaws with that behavior, because you can't cling on to things that are leaving. Things are transient. Very human to do so, though. But more importantly, it's not an object that's a memory, that's a person. And in having that child for a purpose outside of the child's own development, you're being quite selfish. There's a mistake being made here, I think, on a deep level that a lot of people make when they have children, which is that you have the child for you, not for the child. If Hahari's perspective had been like, I loved him so much, I wanted to make sure that he lived on and did so in a way that was healthy and safe, and I knew that I could still provide a great life for this child. Even then, I still think there are some deep flaws with this. Like, you're already consigning this child to a life without a father, which we know is not great for a kid. There's some finicky shit. It's a really selfish decision at its core. A selfish decision made out of love. Not a selfless decision made out of love, but a selfish one. And there's a real distinction there because our characters have been making selfless decisions out of love, and this one's a selfish decision. Okay, I really wanted something to remember him by, like some aspect of him. Even if we grant that there's something to that, some desire to preserve him in the future, to put that on the child is really messed up. And then to come around to the doubts that you have about that. Fine, reasonable to doubt those and to change as a person and to recognize your own recklessness when you were young, how reckless you were. But never is that recklessness like converted or sort of alchemized into more more open caring. It's more like recklessness on one side shifts all the way to the other side into strict control, chaos to order. And it reminds me a little bit of a really useful piece in a child development book or child psychology book called The Whole Brain Child, which in one of its first chapters gives this metaphor of your mind as a riverboat in the middle of a river. And on one bank of that river is order to the point of restriction, and on the other bank is chaos to the point of dissolution. And your boat will, over the course of your life, bang into each side of the river, and when it's stuck on the side of order, that's when you're rigid and frozen and stuck. And when it's stuck on the side of chaos, that's when you're in chaos and can't really like decide anything. You're too emotional maybe and too overwhelmed and stuff. And a lot of being mentally healthy at a very basic level is finding a way to be somewhere in the middle of that river and be able to drift down it gently without being too stuck where you're trying to control everything inside yourself, or too uncontrolled where you can't get anything fucking done. It seems to me like Hahari existed, as many people do in their youths, in that chaos space, and then upon realizing it, rocketed over to the side of order and has been holding tight to that riverbank since, preventing herself from traveling down the river of life or reaching any sort of ease in the middle. And then that clawing, grabbing, holding, gripping gives us that sort of dragon on gold protective aspect of like things can't change because change is scary and dangerous. So I wondered if this was truly the life of joy I wanted for myself. So I don't want Hahari to experience this heart-wrenching regret. But what's the regret, Hahari? Which part of it do you actually regret? Do you regret loving this person? Because you don't seem to. Do you regret having Hahari? Because you don't seem to. Which part of it is regret? Is it the loss of choice at some point? Like, where exactly is the deep, deep regret here? I'm not sure. It's doubt. It's doubt. And she has been my shining ray of hope, but she's no substitute for him, is what she says. But that doesn't really lay it out for us how she feels. She feels like she's lost the person that she loved, okay? And that her attempt to replace him with a child has failed. Okay, could have told you that that would happen. She is no substitute for him, okay. I think the answer the show is going to come to is that she tried to fill love with, no, it doesn't work because, like, no, you can't substitute a romantic love for a child. That's not going to work. But is our answer simply going to be that she needs a new romantic love? And it's Rentaro? That doesn't feel quite as thick and meaty as I want it to be. We're definitely not in no beef territory, but that's not super thick and juicy. So I'm kind of curious if that's the route that we're going to go here, or if we're going to do something different. But Hakari can't realize this on her own. I must open her eyes before it's too late and let her know that a five-timing man can never give her the life of joy she dreams of. But this is so the math doesn't add up, I think, is the situation that I'm coming to. And I think that might be the point, or part of the point. Hahari's not all together. Not all there. Like, this is a woman who's lived since she was 13, not very fully developed, in the trauma emotionally of losing the person that she loved, and also then having a fucking child at 13. Insane. She has lost the person that she loves, and that has caused her regret in dedicating herself to him. What the fuck does that have to do with Rentaro? Like, if she had lost the person that she loved because he cheated on her, or decided that she wasn't enough for him and he needed other bitches to fuck all the time, right? Like, you're not enough for me. I don't want to have a family with you. I don't care. Like, I'm going to move on and go somewhere else and date somebody different. Then that would make a lot of sense. It's like, well, somebody can't have love for multiple people. And I think that would make maybe more sense as a villain here, because it's directly in opposition with the core premise of the show. But I guess it makes it much harder to, like, I don't know. I don't know. I wonder how this actually maths. Let her know that if I guess it doesn't. I guess maybe that's the point, is that this character is irrational. Do you see now? I'm not doing this in a fit of rage, but you are doing it based on a bunch of traumatic experience, right? You're basing your choices in your fear instead of in love or care for Hahari, right? So I guess we could say probably that this character fits an archetype of very cool, calm, collected, and powerful on the outside, but gelatinous on the inside, right? Like really, really goop. And we only get that in the very last moments where she, will you please go out with me, and falls apart. But I do think that fits, right? This is a highly reckless, extremely love driven person who knows that about herself and is desperately trying to keep it in check and hasn't had the exposure to make it happen since she was 13. And has been trying to control her daughter and live vicariously through her to give her daughter the sort of perfect life that she couldn't have, even though that's not her daughter's joy. And like her daughter wants this kind of love instead. Okay. Okay. So we present this very, very strong, powerful character outwardly who's very weak internally and very emotional internally, despite being very rigid, stone, queen, cold dragon on the outside. The mask comes off and is kind of little worm on the inside with a Y. Um, huh. Huh. They've been through so much. I don't want her to regret anything, and I won't let her, even if it kills me, and then we bing bang. It had overwhelmed and blinded her. It had stained the rest of her days with regrets so deep she had grown to despise the feeling. Okay, so we don't need it to be about two timing, right? We don't need it to be about someone else's heart not being big enough. And by having the previous love die, we prevent this from being a comparative thing where it's like, oh, that other guy just didn't have that magic, right? No, he had the magic too, and they were in love, and it was great, and probably would have been great if he hadn't died. This is a story of reawakening someone whose feeling of love has been shut down and repressed. This is a story of repression and the way that repression causes you to act toward the people around you, because that's really important. Like, she attempts to actively deny her daughter true happiness because of her own fear and doubt. If there's a lesson to be taken from this, it's to watch out for that shit and give love a chance, right? Fuck. Damn, this show's good. So cute. And this is where we end up. So cute. Please. Shit, this was a blast. This was a blast. I think that I feel like I could go 50-50 on jumping directly into the next episode or leaving it be. And I think I'm going to err on the side of leaving it be, because I think there was a lot here to focus in on and talk about. And I kind of want to let it percolate for a little bit. So I think what I want to do is go through the gags throughout the beginning 3/4 of the episode and talk about those, because we've sort of honed in on this last bit. And the overall like feel and production of the episode, and then we'll call it here for now and go to the next episode next time. So let's go through. We get our lovely OP. Everything is, ooh, a rich person's blank, blank, blank. And I think that's a pretty funny little gag. I love how everything is the cat, and we three-peat that gag so that the guards see the cat outside, the guards see the cat in the hallway, and then the guards see the three of hear all of them pretending to be the cat, and it's not actually the cat. I think that's really fucking funny. Our characters all working together, silly poses. Fuck. Silly poses are really good. Visual comedy and gags excellent. Every character sort of gets to play their part in some way. Shizuka being just cute and sweet, Karne being strong and also that gets silly and sexy, Nano having the insane heist ability to flick rocks, awesome, and Kusuri with with two different kinds of drugs actually, and one of which is a huge self-sacrifice for her. Everybody gets to play their part, which gives it that real Ocean's 11. We're all in this because we all have a role to play. Like, he's the acrobat, you're the hacker, you're the safe cracking guy. Like, we need everybody in order you're the getaway driver. We need everybody in order to do this. We need Matt Damon and we need George Clooney. It's like, yeah, we need them all. So absurd. And then at each step, we continue to show care for all of the characters and care for all of their well-being. Ah. Ooh, and even more than that, we build Rentaro family into a bit of a family as characters do that to each other. It's not all one directional coming from Rentaro to everybody else and then back to Rentaro. It's like interdependent upon each other, and that's just super cute. It's a bigger, stronger communal bond, I suppose. What a pretty puppy. What a pretty puppy. I wonder how her book has more gangsta stuff in it. I don't know. There are a bunch of little silly references like Roro Fight the Power and the Fly You Fools. Silly stuff. Oh my gosh, and then the Romeo and Julieting the dog. Awesome. Laser grid. I said it in the beginning that I wanted a laser grid, and we get a laser grid. I can't be happier than that, right? We get a laser grid that we have to physically get through, and they made it sexual. I don't exactly understand how it's sexual, but yay. I guess his face is rubbing pretty close to stuff. It's really intimate anyway. I actually really like the look of his eyes. It ends up being really silly, but it's an extraordinary, I think really extraordinary way to continue our plot and prevent them from having the crack until the most opportune moment. Once I realized that that's probably why we were doing it, I just felt really happy about the way that this episode was going. I'm really impressed, I think. I'm really impressed because a lot of this is the way that I would want it to be. And there's something really fulfilling. There's always something really fulfilling about being surprised by stuff, but there's something really fulfilling about knowing what you're going in for, having a hope that it'll fulfill that, and getting it fulfilled. It's really simple. It's like you go to a restaurant, you order something, you get the thing that you ordered, and it's good. Wow. Wow. What an idea. Do I need my socks blown off every day that I order lunch? No. No, I just need to be happy with what I've got. In this case, it's like, do I need the most absurd inventive sequence as we infiltrate this house? No, but I want it to be fucking fun. Oh, look, it was fun. Oh, look, it was more wholesome than I expected, too. Look, it had a bunch of things that made it feel really solid. That was a full meal. You know, that was a good meal. Ah. The show continuously delivers unto me good, yummy meals with lots of quality emotional content and silliness that oscillate between laughing and honestly having genuine feelings for the characters. There are a couple of moments in this episode where I go, oh, damn, that's sad. That hurts and makes me think about how I interact with other people and how other people interact with each other. And there are like 8 moments that make me laugh raucously because they're silly and stupid. I love this combination. I love this sort of mishmash, this weave of a show, this flavor palette, this group of ideas put together. I really like it. It's something that anime delivers really effectively, and not a lot of other media does quite as consistently. The silliness matched right up with sincerity. Bam, bam, right next to each other. It's part of why I keep coming back. So I'm really glad to watch a silly, sincere episode with all of you, and I'll see you next time for more. Thanks for watching. Peace.